To our new Clarion University Science and Technology Center. Tonight's an exciting night from a number of perspectives. One is that we officially commissioned and set off the operation of our new science building, which is unique among science buildings throughout our state and indeed throughout the country. Another is that we get the opportunity to say thank you to all of you who have helped us do something very, very special. Your generosity, particularly in a time of this sort of financial challenge, allowed us to put on the ground a $34 million science center that is unmatched anywhere in terms of its quality and its functionality. I know that later this evening you're going to have the opportunity to take tours and you're going to see why the building is so unique. I challenge you to find a classroom. I challenge you to find a classroom. And I say that with some sort of effect because the difference in this building is that all of our students will learn their science in a laboratory. There are 6 classrooms in this building, but they are not for science students. Those are for mathematics. All of our students, whether they're science majors, education majors, business majors, communication majors, will learn their science as science was intended to be learned in the laboratory. The building is an important learning device itself, not just in terms of those laboratories, those teaching facilities that we have there, but in terms of the way the building operated, the way the building is constructed. This is an environmentally sound building that is also economically efficient. And with this building, we're trying to teach a life lesson, that those two go together. That if you are looking for economic efficiencies, those parallel environmental responsibility actions that you need to take in order to be economically sufficient. So we want to get away from the political battle over the environment. What we want to do is to teach it makes good practical sense to be a good steward of resources, if only because of the economic efficiency is there. And then growing out of that is a respect and a love for all of the environmental resources and gifts that we have in our country and throughout the world. So this building is important at a number of levels. It is the single most important thing we could have done to take the next step in the quality positioning of our university in our market area. This science building is about tomorrow, as is our university about tomorrow. So on behalf of all the faculty and students that you're going to support over the next 50 years or so, we say thank you. Those students say thank you. This community says thank you. For this science center not only serves our students, but also will create the basic research that will feed that biotech center that's sitting out on Interstate 80 right at exit 62. These faculty and these students will be creating the knowledge that with applied research at that facility will be turned into businesses that we need desperately given the announcements of the last week or so. Businesses that we need in this area to create the kind of lives that our citizens need. So at all those levels, this particular building, this particular night is very special. And again, I say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for not only your financial support, which is significant, but your continuing support of our programs and of our university in all that you do. It's a pleasure for me to introduce Mr. Chuck Leach, who's the president of the Clarion University Foundation, a partner without which the university could not survive. Chuck and all of the people in the foundation, along with all of you, made the financial commitment necessary to help us build this building and to match the governor's requirements in moving forward. So, Mr. Leach, I say thank you very much, Chuck.
Thank you, Joe. It's my great pleasure and honor to represent the Clarion University Foundation Board, and we have a number of our board members here tonight. I'm very pleased to see that. We have been a partner with the university in making this facility become a reality, and it is our honor to be part of that process. We're extremely pleased that the foundation was asked to participate and then had the honor of coming out and twisting all of your arms, because without you, this wouldn't have happened. I mean, the reality is, you folks made it happen, and that's what this is all about. I do need to acknowledge our foundation board and our campaign finance committee, and our chair is here tonight. Whoa. What do you mean, whoa?
That was
This is a guy that made the campaign work. No? Yes? Wayne Norris. has been on our foundation board for a number of years. He is the foundation's vice president of the board, and it's my pleasure to work with him. He has been a real stalwart in our foundation. Thank you, sir. Behind me, this board of technology, what we call the Science and Technology Donor Wall, I'll get it right here, this recognizes the campaign's most generous individuals. Before you leave tonight, I would encourage all of you to take time to take a closer look at the wall as part of your exploration of this building. You will all have the opportunity to tour the building tonight. Please enjoy yourselves, and thank you again for your very fantastic generosity. We're very pleased that you have the opportunity to come tonight and see what your generosity has put forth on this campus. Thank you.
Now, this is a scary deal. Okay? You've already heard from two engineers. In former lives, the two of us were engineers. But now you get to hear from the engineer that really knows something. I'm sorry.
I agree with you.
Claire, would you come join me? Claire Heidler has been a part of this project for 20 years. And I say 20 years, these things don't happen overnight. Designs don't get developed overnight. The thought process leading into the construction of a sophisticated structure like this takes all that period of time to make this building what that is. And putting together a whole bunch of little technical pieces so that the whole is massive, coordinated, and works properly is no small thing. Claire wrote it in such a way that we were able to deliver on the promise that all of us as scientists, even though we might be called applied scientists, we are scientists with you, whether you believe it or not, that allowed us to deliver the kind of building that all of us hoped for. Claire has a tremendous background. He graduated from Auburn. Auburn is a place where they know how to get the Georgia Tech engineers off their porch. They pay for the pizza. I won't tell my son-in-law I told that joke. Claire came to us from the military. He served 23 years in the United States Air Force as an engineer, as a pilot in service to our country. So we're grateful not only for his service here, but also in terms of his service to our nation. He has been a critical part of facilities planning here at the university. 16, 17 years ago, we did a facilities master plan, which survives and is serving us well. All of this development you see here was a result of that master plan, and Claire was critical to that process in terms of providing the technical support and guidance that was necessary, the estimate of costs, and all the things that you need to do in a long-term plan. We got another 4 or 5 years to go in that 20-year master plan before we start yet another wave of master planning to make sure that we keep this university at the forefront in terms of its facilities. Just to give you a sense of some of the projects that Claire has worked on, and I'm not going to give any detail about any one of them, but just let me outline for you the projects that have been around here as a result of the work that this guy's done. The Gemmell Student Center construction, Student Recreation Center, Founders Hall renovation, Harvey Hall renovation, Mission Building renovation, Receiving Building renovation, President's Residence, thank you very much. Didn't he do a swell job? Campus Master Plan and Development, which I just mentioned, the Carlson Library addition, stadium renovations twice, steam tunnel construction that you never see but is really critical to all of this twice, major campus electrical infrastructure renovation, the planning and design on the on-campus private student housing, the planning and design for the new dining hall, the planning and design for the Science and Technology Center, all of that from one engineer, one staff member who served us so fabulously well. It's my great pleasure to introduce one of the finest engineering professionals I've ever met, Claire Heidler.